Senior pets need love too. They definitely do. So there is no love as unconditional as the love a pet is going to provide to its owner. They're going to love you through the good times. They're going to love you through the bad times, the happy times, the sad times, the hard times. Their loyalty is never going to waver. They're always going to be there. Hi there, it's nice to meet you. My name is Tara Fernando, and today I'm going to be speaking to you about pets, which is something that we all hold near and dear to our hearts, and we all love our pets. So I'm actually very excited about this presentation because it's a cause that I very strongly believe in. So I'm going to be giving you some information today that is credible. I've obtained all this information from research, and there is some topics that I'm going to be discussing. So first, I'm going to be talking about the issue of low adoption rates for senior pets. I'm going to be talking about why we need to increase these adoption rates. And then I'm going to tell you what we could do to accomplish this. Okay, so let's get started. All right, so what's the problem? So the problem here is that the adoption rate for senior pets is very low, and this is because they tend to have more medical problems as they get older, as humans and pets do alike. So according to Hill, a pet that is 8 years or older is considered to be a senior citizen. And Brown states that usually these senior cats and dogs are the last to be adopted from the shelters. They're usually the last ones left. So Petful states that this older age is going to correlate to more health problems, which is going to correlate to more medical expenses, which of course is the ultimate reason why these pets are the last to be adopted. So Petful also states, and this is very sad, that many of these pets are euthanized or they perish in the shelters. And there's a little old doggy right there. Okay, so what can we do to help the situation? So the solution to this problem is natural. The adoption rates for these senior pets need to go up, but how can they go up? So Hill states that a financial incentive of some sort might be helpful in this situation. And then the Elderly Pet Organization states that reduced healthcare costs for these senior pets might be a way to establish this incentive. So for instance, if a pet is over a certain age, then maybe their care is going to come at a reduced cost, sort of like a elderly pet insurance kind of thing. Okay, so one objection that a lot of people have with this proposition is that they may be setting themselves up for emotional distress or heartbreak, is because they argue that, well, adopting a senior pet is going to lead to a lot of sadness because they're not going to have a lot of time with that pet. That pet may soon pass away, their life would be shorter. So I think that the key here is just to look at it from a different perspective. So instead of sadness, maybe if we focused on the joy and the companionship and the beautiful memories that that pet is going to bring us, I think that combined with just the happiness knowing that you saved their life and that you gave them a second chance at life makes it all worth it, is what I think. Because it's a beautiful thing. You gave them a second chance and they made your life better in return. Okay, so now what we can do is we could just visualize the world with our solution and without our solution, so we could do a little comparison. So if this proposition was put into action, there would be a higher rate of senior pet adoptions. These pets are going to get a second chance at life, reduced rates of euthanasia, less deaths, and more affordable healthcare. And that to me sounds like a great situation. On the other hand, looking at the world without the solution, many senior pets are going to remain homeless, and some may even die in these shelters, and 1.5 million of these pets are going to be euthanized every year. And what could also happen is that some of these owners could surrender their pets to the shelters as they get older because they can maybe no longer afford to take care of them. And that to me is so sad because they had a great life, but then they have to live out their last years in a shelter all alone. They're going to be so confused and they're going to miss their owner. Okay, so the good news here is that there is something that you could do to help. So what can you do to help? I'm going to tell you. So what you could do is you can write to legislature to pass a bill for reduced healthcare for the senior pets. So there's a little checklist that you can follow when you're writing this letter, just to make sure all is well on your end. So you want to be clear on your topic. You want to make sure your purpose is known, but keep it brief. You don't want to keep it really lengthy and, maybe they'll lose interest in what they're reading. You want to state your purpose. You also want to state the benefits of this proposition. You could state the ways the outcome may affect you, your friends, or your family to make the proposal more attractive. And then once they reach out to you, you can work with them for the best outcome. And this part is actually very important. You do want to make sure you address the letter correctly, or you send it to the right place so it can actually reach its destination, right? So in order to do that, I've provided a link here. You could go follow this link. It's going to take you to a website. They're going to ask you for some information based on your location. I believe it's the zip code and the telephone number and address, and then they're going to redirect you to an address. They're going to give you an address that you can send your letter to and make sure it goes to the correct place. Okay, so you can follow that link. All right, so what was that all about? So let's recap. So we spoke about a problem, a need, these low senior pet adoption rates due to an increase in the medical bills. Then we talked about a solution. So the solution was to increase these adoption rates by decreasing the healthcare costs. And then we did a visual of the world with or without the solution, which was giving them a second chance at life versus leaving them to chance, and the chance that may never get adopted or that they may even pass away in the shelter. And then we spoke about action, so some steps we could take, which was writing to legislature to propose a bill for reduced healthcare costs for the senior pets. So the choice is yours. You do have the opportunity to make a difference for a great cause, and I believe that when we have the chance to do something like this, to take action and change a life of a pet, that of course we should take it, because pets, all they do is they give us their love unconditionally. They're so loyal, and they really do nothing but provide joy and bring happiness into our lives. So why not give them a chance at a loving home to live out their golden years? I think that's a no-brainer. So thank you very much for listening to my presentation, and I hope you all and your pets have a wonderful day. Thank you very much.